Welcome back to my channel and to my office. Over the past few weeks, we've discussed building a money-making website. This week, we're going to continue that discussion with step 2.5. In our last video, we jumped into SendGrid, the autoresponder. We built a sign-up form with the built-in tools in SendGrid. They were limited. This week we're going to discuss how to improve that form. So, let's get started. There are several issues with the built-in form tools within SendGrid. The biggest issue is that you can't control what happens after the visitor hits the submit button. Upon a review of the form form build application inside of SendGrid, you'll see that your options are very limited. A thank you page, and that's it. You can't control even the styling of the thank you page, let alone redirect to another page. This isn't very helpful in affiliate marketing, other than doing all of your product marketing from email. I personally haven't found that to be helpful. I find having a bridge page to increase the sales and retention on my list. So how do we fix this? Well, SendGrid has provided a solution, but you have to be a bit of a tech head to make it work. But don't worry, I've got your back on this. Let's take a minute to talk about what we would like to see in our requirements. What else do we require? How about the ability to better style the form to match the website? Most of these requirements are not possible with the built-in form builder inside of SendGrid. So what can we do to solve this problem? The SendGrid Application Programmer's Interface, or API. Let's get a little techie for just a minute. This RESTful API will allow you to control all aspects of SendGrid database. We aren't going to do anything but add subscribers using this tool, but it has the ability to do anything you need to inside the database. Now, for you non-techie or non-tech heads, don't worry. I've built a script packet that you can download with the link below in the description of this video. This packet includes detailed instructions on activating this feature in SendGrid and linking the scripts to your SendGrid account. It also provides details on how to build the input form on your web pages so that you can link it to the scripts, which will be linked to your SendGrid account. Why didn't I talk about this on the last video? Well, that video got a little long, and this topic is worth its own video. To use the API, you have to configure or activate the API in SendGrid. You can do this by creating an API key. This key is used to authenticate your scripts to your SendGrid system or account. This feature is available in both paid and for the free versions of SendGrid. There are a few things to remember about the API key. First, with this key, someone has access to your SendGrid system, complete and full access. So keep it safe. This script, or the script that I have provided, are built in such a way to not allow this key to be displayed. Another thing to know is that once you've created the key, SendGrid will not display this key again. So make a copy of it and store it in a safe place. Let me show you how to do this inside of SendGrid. I'm going to walk you through setting up the key inside of SendGrid. What I've got up here is the SendGrid dashboard. I've logged into my SendGrid account. What we need to do is come down to Settings and go to API Keys, which is right here. Now, I already have keys on this. Now, you notice you can't see what those keys are. So, keep that in mind. Come up to this upper corner up here and click Create API Key. Give it a name. Full access. Now, notice what it says here. Allows this API key to access get, patch, put, delete, and post endpoints for all parts of your account, excluding billing and email address validation. We're not doing those things. The only thing we're going to be doing is posting or putting information into the database. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hit the Create View. It takes a minute, but not too long. Now, this key is ridiculous. If you copy this key down, that's perfectly fine because I'm going to delete this afterwards. I won't use this. So you ask, how do you make a copy of this? Just click on it. And see, it says copied. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just bring up and then you paste it. Store it someplace where you can access it again, because the minute you leave this screen, it is completely gone. You cannot get access to it again. So click on it to make that copy, paste it into Notepad, save the Notepad, because you won't be able to bring this up again. Hit done. Give it a second or two to load it into the system. Okay, it might be a little bit longer than a second or two. Now, there's that key. If you remember, we said test key 2. You can see that you can't see it. You can't copy it. So, the way you delete a key, if you've lost it, is you right click on this, left click on this and hit delete key. But before we do that, you might ask, what does the edit API key do? If you hit the edit API key, it brings this up and allows you to update the name. If you hit the update, that's all it does. It allows you to update the name as well as what it is allowed to do. You cannot see this key again at all. So make a copy of it. Actually, I'm going to leave that there. Now, with that key, you can do, nope, I'm going to delete it because I don't need it. Okay. I'm going to go to a new place. Let's go show you what these utilities will do for you that we're actually going to go here I've already uploaded the scripts. One of the scripts is this get list. Inside of your SendGrid, you create list. We did this in the last video. This is where you actually store your subscribers, but you can't get the ID that's required. And so I created, as part of the script pack, which you can find below in the description, the ability to get this ID. And if you look right here, this is called a key value pair. There are two keys and two values. The first one that I've highlighted is name with a colon, and then dogs. That is the name of the list. If we come down here to my create contacts, you'll see that dogs has nobody in it as soon as it comes up. Tool jobs, where is dogs? There's dogs. So here is dogs. And you see that there's, you don't see this ID anywhere. It just does not display, which I think is kind of odd that they did it that way, but it is what they did. So dogs, this ID, you're going to need these two pieces of information, the name and the ID. Actually, just the ID for controlling the script and connecting the scripts back into it. Now, I have multiple lists, so you can see here's a name, customers, an ID again. And then if you look through here again, you'll see here is name, jobs, and the ID here. And you come back through, you can see the name, GLF, ID, and so forth, all the way through until you get to names, tools, and the ID for the tools. Okay. So this is giving you a glimpse of one of the utilities scripts that I include in the script pack. I've shown you how to create the key. Well, let's come back over here, just recap that. Let's close marketing. Back down to settings. API keys. Patience is a virtue you will try often while working with online businesses. Again, hit this key. I cannot stress enough that this key is not displayed again. Make a copy of it, keep it safe. Those things will bite you if you don't. So, let's go to the next section. Thank you. So let's talk for a moment about what is included in the download that I am linking to down below. This is a set of script files that will but help you use the SendGrid API. Inside of this zip file, you will find 5 different files. You'll have the autoresponder.pdf, which is the actual instructions on how to set this up and how to link everything together. Then you'll have the config.ini file, the config note.txt, and then two PHP files, getlist.php and addressip.php. Well, getlist we've already looked at. That's this application, and what it shows you again is your key value pair that we're looking for, which is the name of your list and your list ID. Now, what do you do with those things? Here are all the files that are included. You put that information inside of the config.ini file. This is where you would put your SendGrid API key. So let's just go ahead and grab that key and I'll show you what that looks like. Now this is the key that I deleted, so this isn't going to actually work, but it'll give you your example. So you'd put your key in here like this, and then this is your user account, and this right here, this is your list ID. This is what you get from here. We're going to put dogs, my dogs. So my list dogs is for another training class that I had put together, where we put together a capture page in the pet care niche. So this is what it looks like when we're done. This is now linked to my account. So the next thing you have to do is, if you change this right here, you need to change this name on line 15 to match. It must match exactly. It must be case sensitive and match exactly. If you don't, it will break it. Okay? So let's talk about this other file. This file tells you what your name of your fields in your form must be. Your first name, last name, and email, and your method must be post. You also have this other one that is next hop. Now this is a hidden field that has the URL that you want to use after they hit the submit button. Now I go into great detail about that field and provide a full sample inside of the PDF file. I should have opened this before I brought it down. Let me see if I can get it on screen. Oops, went too far. See, it steps through all of the instructions. Talks about the same thing I was just talking about. Tells you about how to find the key, or the ID for your list. So this is what a form looks like in HTML. And here is that hidden field. This is exactly what your field needs to, or your form needs to look like. Now you can go and add some styling to this and it's not going to matter. The key point is you've got to have this for each field, and they must match or it will not work. Now this may be new to you. My recommendation is that you put your script files in a subdirectory, like I show down here. A subdirectory underneath your web root directory. Well, looks like it's time to take my son to school. So, I just wanted to take a second to show you this, to give you an idea of what you're going to get when you download the thing, and how to go and link all this together. The key point is to open this PDF file so that you can follow through the instructions, which is basically what I've just shown you here. Create the key, add the key, and do all those things. And then it will allow you to add recipients or subscribers to your list. Easy as pie. So, let's move to the next section. Thanks. Using the SendGrid API with the file scripts I've written for you is easy. You can find the link below in the description of this video to get access to these files. These script files, you can easily create a subscriber input form on any web page and style it any way you want. Now, for the big drum roll, you can send the subscriber anywhere online after they've hit the submit button. You have complete and full control. I recommend sending them to a web page, or a bridge page rather, but it's up to you on what you're trying to achieve. If you want me to cover other topics, please leave a note in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do about putting a video together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button below so you don't miss a single video. We have built the design in pencil for your money-making web page. We have set up the autoresponder and activated the API key to access the autoresponder. I believe we're ready now to go ahead and build the page next week, which is the step 3 that we're going to cover in the next video of building a money-making website. You'll need your design on hand. If you haven't done that yet, step back to that video and create your design. If you haven't downloaded the API script files, do it now by clicking the link in the description below. There is no cost for them, or to sign up for SendGrid Autoresponder, which is also provided as a link below. The API scripts will not only work, or will only work if you have a SendGrid account. Thanks for watching. I hope that this video is helpful. I hope it gives you some insights on how to do this. Please leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. And we'll see you next time.